Welcome to Larry's Topics. You would not believe how many times I've tried to record this video. It's been a lot. Today we're going to discuss how Zack Snyder has actually ruined Superman. And the aspect of the matter is his Superman is underutilized and underdeveloped. Why do I say this? I can explain. Simple. In Man of Steel, you get an awesome Kryptonian scene for like 20 minutes. That good and said. Then you have the fact that he lands on Earth, and you don't even see him land on Earth. You see a ship come to Earth, and then he's an adult, and then because he thought Christopher Nolan did it, so why can't he? Instead of having any character development or storyline, he instead instinctually takes and just gives Superman's life flashbacks and memories. That being said, he finds out about a ship. Finds it with that ship. He steals it. Well, takes it because it's his people's. The ship belongs to his people. Then he takes off after saving Lois's life because she was struck by a guardian for the ship, a guardian drone. He cauterizes her wound, leaves her in the snow once he realizes she is safe and will survive. Takes off with the said ship. Then finds out all his origins once he lands and finds out who he is through a hologram of his father that recites the whole history of Krypton to him. Then, instead of honoring Martha Kent like they should have, instead, she never made the suit like she did in all stories and renditionings, which would make the suit more meaningful because his mother made it for him. It was a gift of love. Instead, it was in the ship, and it just so happened to have his diagnostics. That being said, he then goes home after he runs into Lois at a cemetery where he tells her he doesn't want his story told. That being said, he is home with his mother, where they don't even have a sequence for it, but they have her talk about a memory of him having trouble breathing because it's less work to breathe in oxygen on Earth than Krypton because Earth's gravitational pull is weaker. After that, General Zod shows up while he's watching football and drinking a beer. Tells him he needs to surrender or he will destroy the planet in order to get him. So he takes it upon himself to surrender to General Zod in his Kryptonian uniform. Also, this is like not even 30 minutes after he learns how to fly. Alright, so he's still learning how to land and crap. So he's leaving potholes and busting up the road and shit. Alright? Well, then after that, he talks. He gets to experience what it's like being Kryptonian, or human, more so. And they bring Lois onto a ship with Kryptonian atmospherics, which they say that the atmospherics would unutilize all of his abilities, but his strength is not derived primarily from the sun. His strength is also massive streets is because of the gravitational pull of the planet. Seeing there's less gravitational pull, everything's lighter to them, more fragile to them, easier for them to crush. That being said, he should not be a. Lois Lane should not have survived entering the ship because the ship's gravity would have crushed her into a puddle on the floor. That is a huge plot hole that people that are supposed to know Superman don't seem to know. That being said, he is then forced to pretty much kill his people by sending them into the Phantom Zone, not realizing it's just a dimension where they're powerless. Then he is forced to fight General Zod, destroying more of Metropolis than the World Engine did, and then forced to kill General Zod to save a family that he was going to incinerate with his heat vision. Then everyone got into an uproar because Superman don't kill. This is true, but he has on various and multiple occasions in the comics. People that say he don't kill has never read a damn comic book in their entire life and never watched any of the original George Reeves series, because the first episode, the series of Superman starring George Reeves, is called The Secret, and people find a thief steals Superman's suit and finds out he is Clark Kent, and to protect said secret, he takes the mobster and his girl that know the secret. To keep them from telling it, he leaves them on a mountain where they perish. That being said, we jump into Batman versus Superman, where Henry Cavill has about 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes of talking time. You don't really see him do anything other than in dramatizations and recordings. He doesn't save anyone, just in, like I said, dramatizations or news recordings. Other than when he saves a girl from a burning building after meeting Lex Luthor, who suffers from my daddy spank me syndrome. And that's why he hates Superman, because Superman was still developing his powers, but wasn't there to stop his daddy from spanking his bottom. Where then he faces off against Batman, who is Bruce Wayne, where he's on the verge of killing Superman if it wasn't for the fact that Superman saying the name Martha, you're letting them kill Martha, snaps him back to his father's traumatic last words of his father, saying Martha, making him realize he's going down the path he swore he would never go down. That being said, how does Snyder top that moment? Batman goes to save his mom, and Superman goes to get his ass beat by Doomsday after getting it handed to him by Batman and Kryptonite. Then what happens? Lois throws the spear into a body of water. And while Superman's getting his ass beat by Doomsday, Batman comes back. And while he's about to, and opens fire on Superman, or on Doomsday, of course, after saving Martha, where she knows he's friends with her son because of the cape. Then his aircraft is destroyed. That being said, he is saved from being incinerated by Doomsday by Wonder Woman jumping in front of him with her shield and taking the blast with her shield. Afterwards, there's the comedic, "Is she with you? I thought she was with you" joke. And then they take turns trying to beat him and stop him. Clark getting the worst of the situation, getting hit with a nuclear bomb in space, where he looks like a decayed cancer victim, where he is quickly regenerated by our sun coming over the horizon in space, no less, because the planet Earth is moving. He is regenerated, recharged, souped up, because of more solar radiation getting to his body than it does on Earth. His eyes glow, and he's pissed, and he goes and he whoops some ass. Then he finds that when they find out the only way to stop Doomsday is through kryptonite, and Batman has only one kryptonite cartridge left, and the kryptonite spear. Lois goes after the spear that she just recently dropped into the body of water, which I still don't understand, other than to get it away from Superman, but nearly drowned. Superman goes back to save her. He saves her and then dives in after the kryptonite spear and starts to die himself and starts to drown in said body of water, where Lois saves him and the spear. Then, sitting there, he tells her, "This is my world, Lo." And then he looks at her and says, "You are my world." Where then he proceeds to use as much power as he has left. Even though he's extremely vulnerable, he forces himself yet again, with kryptonite in his hands, to fly at the monster, stabbing him in the heart with said kryptonite spear, while simultaneously getting stabbed in the heart with a bone spike growing from where Doomsday's hand was that Wonder Woman cut off with her magic sword. And the only way to kill Doomsday, he had to pull himself deeper onto the bone spur, piercing his heart, so he could shove the spear deeper into Doomsday's chest to pierce and kill his heart. Are we done? No, boys and girls. We still have Justice League. Most of the movie goes by where they talk about resurrecting Superman. And that Darkseid's collecting the mother boxes. Then what happens? They bring Superman back. Superman goes to kill the Justice League, who, and throughout the rest of the other movies, he's having trouble holding his own against certain things, and lifting certain things, but he's holding back all of the more powerful Justice League members like they were nothing, where he also watches the Flash, who's running extremely fast, who winds up tripping over his feet because he can't believe that Superman is keeping an eye on him, let alone fast enough to see him, because nobody else really can. That being said, Superman throws the other Justice Leaguers and tries to whoop ass on Barry Allen. Lois snaps him out of it after he almost kills Batman. And then he takes Lois home to Smallville, where then he tells her, or she then tells him, now that he's alive, she has to let him go again to go save the world. Which he dons a black suit to show, his Kryptonian pride and his heritage, before rocketing off to fight Steppenwolf, where they fail and all die, except for the Flash, who quickly runs back in time He changes everything so they can kill Steppenwolf. You see what I mean? He's an underutilized character. Underdeveloped. There's no history development. There's no character development. In two of the movies, especially the middle one, that's supposed to center around the son of a bitch and Batman, it doesn't. It bounces all over the goddamn place. And then, we got to introduce all these other fucking characters. And then you got Suicide Squad, and that where they talk and the people mourn Superman's death and how but he shouldn't have had that big of a mourning thing going on because he hasn't had much time with the people, let alone done enough rescues to have that effect on the planet like they had shown in the movie. Let alone the Justice League was supposed to be there to fight Doomsday before Superman shows up to handle Doomsday. Again, he's not strong enough to defeat Doomsday. He's underdeveloped. They kill him off. He's underpowered, in the first one and the second, and in Batman vs. Superman. It isn't until he comes back from Justice League that no one can put him on his ass, even though Wonder Woman tried. Even though she could have in Batman vs. Superman or Man of Steel. There was no character development. Henry Cavill says he loves playing Superman, does not want to give up the character of Superman without a fight, but he does not want to play Zack Snyder's version of Superman. Why? Because Zack Snyder's version of Superman he's leading up to an Injustice, Darkseid Apocalypse hybrid. It's where it's going. So it's stupid. That's what it is. It's going to be a combination of Injustice and the animated episode, or animated 3-part series special where Superman's memories gets erased by Darkseid and he serves Darkseid. But something happens and Lois dies, making him willing to work with Darkseid. Making him all stupid because Lois dies. And there's Darkseid. Crossing of the Darkseid, brainwashing Superman, and Lois Lane dying as she does in Injustice. Again, making a hybrid of two said stories. He's sick of that Superman. He wants to be Superman. He doesn't want to be Zack Snyder's broody emo Superman, because that's basically what he is. He wants to be Superman. He's a geek. He's read the comics. He's made the series Witcher popular because he read the books and he's beaten the games. He knows more about this stuff than the directors do, and he's the reason it's so popular because he tries to stick more closely to the source material. That's why it's so successful. Shit, give him the task of doing a Superman movie. He grew up with Superman. I bet he'd give you a better fucking Superman movie than Zack Snyder ever did. In fact, I almost could guarantee it. But this has been Larry's Topics. Bye-bye.